pre-AI or pre-automation era of talent acquisition and now? What are some of the challenges or differences that you see?
I would say 5% of our total hiring comes through the emerging talent.
How do you take the culture forward, keeping the Akamai vibes on?
FlexSpace offers us both the challenge and the opportunity to try different things.
Hardcore software engineer to a manager and then to a
general
VP
management,
and general manager. Yeah, quite a journey. And Akamai India has also grown alongside.
I have an interesting thing to ask, right? And a lot of questions that I asked you were not pre-decided. I'm really going random with that. Between three of us, there is a lot of experience that we bring, the Akamai experience that we bring onto the tip. Yeah, sometimes
we can't count it.
It can be overwhelming,
yeah.
right? But Prasad, if you have to really give a certain piece of advice to folks who've recently joined Akamai or who've spent like a couple of years in Akamai, a lot of them see you as a role model, or at one point in time they want to be where you are today. So what would be your advice to them? How have you traveled that journey from, I remember when I met you, you were manager of engineering, and then, together, you've kind of now managing the entire India site. So what does it take for somebody to get there?
Yeah. So again, it's, I think she said it before, be your own captain of your ship, in the learning kind of thing. So that's very important, is to be kind of having the agency to work on your own career is very important. But first of all, I think it's important to show up, right? Show yourself in your area, functional area. I think that's the basis of everything. So whatever you signed up for, make sure you do it well, you do it with passion, right? But once you do that, this place gives you a lot of options. Right? So there is opportunity. In fact, all of us are ambassadors for internal mobility. Sometimes, when people come up, we just naturally say, yeah, you want to do something else? Go do something else. Right? So definitely look for that opportunity out there. And recently we had some set of interns who came in and they were like asking similarly advice. This is people starting their career journey, right? So I'm like, you probably know some people who work with passion. Look for your passion. It's okay. And, it doesn't mean that passion is stuck to you as a tag for the rest of your life. It's not. We align very well when we can have a passion and run with it. And maybe at some point in time, you reach a milestone and you say, okay, that's done. Yeah. There's some other passion now, like, let me do this. I think a culture like Akamai enables that. There are people who are around, who care and who will, listen to you, guide you. But that, to me, is a good way to go about it. And all the other stuff matters, like hard work and, the opportunities. So opportunities don't come every day, but when they come, take a serious look at them. Do they align to your path or not? So very generic advice, but I think that works.
No, I think this is important. When you, Prasad, hearing from you about passion and pursuing it, it makes absolute sense. I also loved when you said, hey, when opportunity comes your way, take it and take it with pride and with, you have to put in your hard work and dedication. Nothing comes free of cost, as they say, right? So hard work is definitely key, right? Charu, what about you? I think you've seen a lot of, everyone who joins Akamai goes through the programs that you design for them or you develop for them, and you've done such an amazing work. I still remember when we were probably a smaller, like 400, 500 people, to now that we are 2,700. But your programs keep scaling. We see a lot of innovation in them as well, right? So what's your mantra of being so successful at Akamai?
When I joined Akamai, it was to say that, India site is growing and we need someone to set up the learning function at Akamai. I think that was the role. And like Prasad said,
we didn't even have a learning function.
yeah,
when
we
learned.
didn't. So it was to set up. It's been an amazing journey from there to expanding to APJ and now sitting here and handling global functions and doing a learning role and then moving into a talent development role. I think, like Prasad said, there's a lot of opportunity for internal career movement. And I would say my experience has been just be curious, asking questions, understanding, go above and beyond. I think that's been my mantra.
I knew she would say learning. She's using different words. But
All of it I think is about the learning part of it. But like I remember in the first year I joined, I got really curious about what's happening in the diversity and inclusion space and what are we doing about women. And I didn't have too much to do that time because it was just setting up. And in the first few months, I did my own research to find out what's happening. And I think Stand Tall as a program, which has completed 6 years now, has started from there. It was not part of my core role. I think it started as a passion for something that I had. So go above and beyond. I think that's one. And be curious, ask for questions, and have a learning mindset. There's something about learning new things constantly. Bringing in that outside-in perspective, looking at what's happening in the world and getting that goodness back to Akamai, and always looking at, like you said, we have grown from 500 to 2,700. So how can we continuously innovate? And something that I want to highlight is we don't mandate learning programs in Akamai like most companies do. So there is no tracking of whether you've done it or not. But still, we have a high utilization rate. And I think the secret sauce for that is that pull factor that's created. So there's a lot of thought that goes into designing these programs to make sure that it is learner-centric and looking at how is it being helpful for the learner and creating that pull factor. So having that learning mindset gives so much of opportunity to learn new things.
As she spoke, I got one more to add. Like she mentioned the fact, all three of us are global leaders. Yeah. We have global roles that we play. So there's a bunch of global roles out there available for you to go after.
Absolutely.
So seek it, learn what is needed for that. I think that's going to be a very rewarding journey.